Oh, there you go. I'm sorry.
That's right. Welcome, everybody, to the Two-Way Street Coffee House. My name is Jennifer. Thank you for coming out tonight. We have a great show for you. We have had live music in this room every Friday night for 55 years. So we thank you for coming out and continuing to carry on the great tradition that is music in this room. We are a listening room, so we ask that we keep your conversations to a minimum, and by a minimum, I mean not at all. And if you could also please turn off your cell phones, that would be wonderful. Tonight, we are super excited to welcome Carla Gover to the stage. She's wonderful. Come on up, Carla. You are going to be thrilled. I heard some sound check, and I've heard her perform before, so you're going to love it. So welcome, Carla.
Thank you. All right, just blow the mic out first thing. All right, well, thank you so much for coming out tonight. You could have been on your comfy couch with your remote control, and you're not, so I thank you very much for that. And I'm really happy to be playing here, getting out. I love the folk music community. I've been doing this for over 30 years professionally, but also since a child I've been playing music. So I'm going to be sharing music from Kentucky, music that a lot of stuff that I've written and a lot of stuff that I've learned from my family, music from the holler. We're going to start out way back in the holler. I grew up on a creek called Sandlick. So in eastern Kentucky, everything goes by the creeks. So I grew up on Sandlick Creek, but I grew up going to these dances and square dances, and there's music, so much music in eastern Kentucky and in my community. And one of the square dances I went to, there was a banjo player. He was also a coal miner, and when I got old enough, I would go to see him and his wife, Opal, to learn from. His name was Lee Sexton. So I'm going to start off with a Lee Sexton tune. He lived on Turkey Creek, which is in Line Fork. But I guess I should give you a little vocabulary before I just launch right into it. If I say the word minnow, do you guys know what I'm talking about? Minnow, it's like a little bitty fish about that big. So this song has the word minnow. Sometimes these songs will say the word britches. Do you guys know what britches are up here? I said it to my friend from California, and she was like, "What are britches?" So hopefully you can understand this. But it's one that he taught me, and it's one that he said he learned when he was first learning how to play the banjo, and it was the only tune he knew when he was a little boy. But back then there wasn't any electricity, and if you wanted to dance, you had to hire a musician, and so he'd get hired for like a dime to come and play a square dance. He was probably born around 1920. And he would just play this song over and over again for like 2.5 hours for the whole dance. But it's a square dance tune called Hook and Line. And this is the old-timey clawhammer style. Give me a hook, won't you give me a line? Give me a gal named Caroline. Got me a minnow, put it on the line. Ain't nobody got a minnow like mine. Hook and line to catch a shad. First thing caught was my old dad. Shout, little Lily, shout your best. Old man Miles in a hornet's nest. Sow's a fishing, sow's a flying, sow's a fishing, she come back crying, lost her little hook, lost her line, fish no more till summertime. Shout a nickel, shout a dime, shout a nickel every time. How many nickels will it take to get you out of your seat and shake? Thank you. Well, I have my set list, and I always I let it be more of a guide than a Bible, because I always like to read the room. And I've been playing mainly in Kentucky and Tennessee and North Carolina the last few years, with a few trips during the summer to the UK and Ireland. But I guess where I'm getting at is, I know how these songs, I've got a lot of new songs, and I know how they land with hillbillies, but I don't know how they land with not hillbillies. So you guys are my test subjects. But I think this one maybe is kind of universal. It's about my grandmother. Most people have grandmothers. My grandmother was born in 1898. She lived to be 94, and I followed her around like a little duck. We also raised ducks from an incubator, and so she also had little ducks that followed her around because they would imprint on her, and she'd be walking through the yard throwing out the feed, and they would just follow in a straight line behind her. It was the cutest thing. But she was born in 1898, and she was a brilliant singer, mainly sang hymns, but she sang played some banjo, and loved to raise a garden, made really good chicken and dumplings and biscuits and gravy, all the flour dishes. And I wrote this song for her to commemorate all of the beautiful things that she taught me, all of her turn-of-the-century subsistence life skills. Because even when my mom was growing up, she didn't have electricity. That came to parts of Kentucky. I remember one of my other granny's house. I remember when she got it in the 70s. But a lot of the really beautiful traditions that she taught me, I wanted to honor in this song. And part of the reason I wanted to is because a lot of times when people think about Appalachia, they think about our problems and our challenges, especially even sometimes well-meaning people they want to play Appalachian music, and all they do is songs about pills and violence and, killing each other and stuff. And there's more to us than that. So I like to use music to tell stories. So this is about my granny. She was born in a place called Clay County, Kentucky, and there's a river called the Redbird River that was named after a Cherokee leader from the region who was killed in a land dispute. So he just kind of gets a mention because he was part of all of the lore. Anyway, it's called Me and the Redbird River, and I wrote it for my granny. Run to the spring, fetch me some water. You be my legs, my young granddaughter. I don't get around the way I used to. Won't you do for me the things I cannot do? Pin up my hair, there's company coming. We'd better get some biscuits in the oven. I'll fry this meat, and when I'm through, you set the table and I'll sing a song for you. Chief Redbird fell in the muddy water, and that's the last they heard of him. I lived my life by the banks of the river, but I never did learn to swim. Well, the wild geese fly and the coal trains rattle, and the time keeps passing on by. But me and the Redbird River gonna roll on till we die. These apples here are good for frying. We'll peel the rest and put 'em up for drying. I can't stand to see 'em lay and spoil. Our winter's gain will be our summer's toil. Chief Redbird fell in the muddy water, and that's the last they heard of him. I lived my life by the banks of the river, but I never did learn to swim. Well, the wild geese fly and the coal trains rattle, and the time keeps passing on by. But me and the Redbird River gonna roll on till we die. I used to fly across these hills and run barefoot through spring. Thought I could see the whole world, Lord, and how I'd shout and sing. But my running days are over and my soul is almost free. Won't you go up on that mountain and sing one song for me? We'll make our quilt from these old breeches. Now have a care and take some smaller stitches. It's something new from something old to keep us warm through all the winter's cold. Chief Redbird fell in the muddy water, and that's the last they heard of him. I lived my life by the banks of the river, but I never did learn to swim. Well, the wild geese fly and the coal trains rattle, and the time keeps passing on by. But me and the Redbird River, me and the Redbird River, said me and the Redbird River, gonna roll on till we die. Thank you. Well, I guess I'm on a bird track here, so I'll do some more bird songs. Bird related, bird themed. And this is one that I wrote. I have a dear friend in Kentucky. He grew up going to the same church, bless you, same church that I did, which with my granny I would go to the Holiness Church, which was pretty intense, kind of hellfire and brimstone type of a situation. And, you know, my journey with all that has been, kind of deconstruction in a way, connecting more with the loving part of God than the wrathful part of God. It took a lot of therapy, but I'm okay now. But the reason I mention that is because I have a dear friend who also grew up in the same church. His name is Silas House. He's one of Kentucky's most amazing authors. If you've not read any of his books, he just served a term as our state poet laureate, and he has a lot of beautiful books. But he grew up in the same church. He got married, and he had 2 children, and he realized that he was not really living his life authentically, and he came out as a gay man, and now he's married to his husband. That they're just a power couple. They're both writers and dear friends. And based on watching him go through that and become his authentic self, but also just, all of us have things in life that we go through where we feel like we've made mistakes, maybe we feel shame, and we can carry that around. But my hope for myself and my hope for all of you is that we're able to take those things that happen to us and alchemize them and turn the lead into gold and make something triumphant out of our tragedies. So I wrote this partially for myself, but for my friend Silas House, and it's called Wings of a Dove. This is how the story begins, with all the things that I've been through. I guess I'll have to try and pretend that I'm okay till I don't have to. And I see miles and miles of blue-green hills to climb, and I know nothing's gonna hold me back this time, 'cause I've never felt so free I feel the changes washing over me, and I've never felt such love. It's just like flying on the wings of a dove. Sometimes when you think it's the end, you find out it's the beginning. And sometimes when you think that you've lost, you realize that you were winning. And now I'm walking out of that wide open door, and my dream is bigger than it was before. 'Cause I've never felt so free. I feel the changes washing over me, and I've never felt such love. It's just like flying on the wings of a dove. Funny all the time that I've spent thinking I was somehow broken. And funny about this cage I've been in all this time. The door was open, and I see miles and miles of endless open sky. And I finally figured out that I can fly. 'Cause I've never felt so free. I feel the changes washing over me, and I've never felt such love. It's just like flying on the wings of a dove. Thank you. Well, I just recorded a new album. I got it in the mail on Tuesday. It's not officially going to be released until July 29th, but I do have some copies here if you want to be the first inaugural bunch to be able, if you still buy those little crazy things called CDs. But on every song, I have to have at least one song about a bird or birds in some way. So this is on the new album. It's a song that I dearly love. It's by a friend of mine named Robinella, who's from down in the Knoxville, Tennessee area. And it's the cleverest song. I really wish I'd written it. And it incorporates a dove sound into the melody. So if I can get my voice to be high. Looks like morning's coming on. It seems we're at the edge of dawn. It's breaking with your morning lullaby. I watch the stars as they turn to gray, and know soon it will turn to day. And I don't want to say goodbye. is simple, love is strong, love it surely don't last long. No one knows where it begins. I wish I may, I wish I might have this wish I wish tonight. Have this moment never end. Oh, sing, little morning dove, tell him that he is my love. You see, we don't have that long, so tell him with your sweet sad song. Soon it will be morning, morning dove. Nighttime sometimes turns to day before we have the chance to say I love you to the ones we love. So say it though it makes you cry. You know we only live and die. I'll meet you in the morning, morning dove. So I've got my cheat sheets a little bit here. It's a brilliant thing about getting older is that, oh no, I don't have a cheat sheet for this one. I'm flying with no net here. I don't know. Mixing my metaphors here, but the good thing is I can see really far away and I can just leave the papers down there, but the bad thing is I didn't bring the lyrics to this one. So I think I can remember it. You know, I grew up in eastern Kentucky, and when I went to college, I went to the University of Kentucky, and I took a class on Appalachian Studies. And that was really the first time that I thought a lot about, you know, when you grow up somewhere, you don't really reflect on your identity. You just assume that everybody in the world lives just like you do. And one of the first things in that Appalachian Studies class the professor told me was that one of the key characteristics of Appalachians is that they have a sense of place. And you know, I thought about that, and it really does make sense because a lot of times, you know, families have been in the same holler for many generations, and there's a relationship with the land. And I feel like, you know, that's how humans were meant to live. We're meant to have a relationship with the land around us, wherever we live. And sometimes modern life kind of cuts us off from that, but it's a pretty human thing. But this is a song that I wrote about one of the sacred, precious places that I loved to spend time when I was growing up in my hometown. It's called Pine Mountain. I know there's probably about 6,000 of them throughout the United States, but it's one of the tallest mountains in eastern Kentucky, and it's pristine, sort of it's the Cumberland Plateau, so it's like an inland rainforest, a lot of biodiversity. And I wrote this song just about all the things that we used to do there, and also just because I really liked John Denver when I was a kid, and he had one called Rocky Mountain High, so I felt like we needed to have a Pine Mountain High for eastern Kentucky. Let's slip down to the sand patch, find a 3-pronged root or two. We can make all kinds of mischief with that magic root to chew. You can tell me all your troubles and we'll lose them one by one. Chase the blues so hard they'll scatter all the way to kingdom come. So when I say sang, that's what we call ginseng in eastern Kentucky, just so you know. And then Kingdom Come is actually a little community at the foot of Pine Mountain, so it's not metaphorical in this sense, it's a real place. It's that Pine Mountain High. Reach out and touch the sky. You know heaven is nigh. I might sprout some wings and fly. It's that high, lonesome sound, 3,000 feet above the ground. I hear music all around, sweetest song I've ever found. Let's hike up to the high rock with the laurel all around. And if we take a notion, we might never come back down. 'Cause Bad Branch is the good branch with your favorite swimming hole. And that mountain water heals you, you can feel it in your soul. I feel that pine mountain high. Reach out and touch the sky. You know heaven is nigh. I might sprout some wings and fly. It's that high, lonesome sound, 3,000 feet above the ground. I hear music all around, sweetest song I've ever found. A little trip to heaven cures what ails you. Darling, you know I'll never fail you. I wait fishing in the Poor Fork, putting trouble on the run. We can stay the whole day and watch the setting sun. You can roll the windows down to feel that mountain wind. And if we keep on driving, we'll wind up in Cumberland. I feel that pine mountain high. Reach out and touch the sky. You know heaven is nigh. Might sprout some wings and fly. It's that high, lonesome sound, 3,000 feet above the ground. I hear music all around, sweetest song I've ever found, sweetest song I've ever found. Thank you. See, that's one that the hillbillies really like, so just trying it out here. Well, you know, one other thing that's characteristic of Appalachian music is people there have always been pretty political, and it's partially because we've had to be. You know, we have a region that's one of the most wealthy regions in the country in terms of mineral and timber resources, and is now the most impoverished because of extractive industry and a colonial model. And we've had to fight a lot. We had to fight greedy corporate forces from outside. I don't know what that reminds me of, but anyway, I'm going to do a song that I wrote. I wrote this for the Women's March in 2017. And they asked me to, for the one, not the national one, but the one in Kentucky. We had a really big one in Kentucky. And they asked me to write a song. And, you know, I stayed up really late listening to Woody Guthrie and also Schoolhouse Rock. So if anybody remembers that. And when I woke up, I just I do that a lot. I kind of write out of my dreams. And this is what I came up with, because I knew that kids were going to be there and I wanted it to be a sing-along. And real interestingly, I posted this some back in January. And I guess, you know, this is edging into the political territory here. So I guess it's okay because we're in a folk coffee house. But it went kind of viral, you know, and it's not saying anything super revolutionary, just like separation of church and state, good. And it went viral, and I got attacked by like these Russian bot farms. It was crazy. It's been really interesting, but it's also gotten it's been heartening how many people really respond to the song. So if you pick up the chorus and you want to sing along, that's what it's made for. But I consider it, as my friends in England would say, it's delivering some home truths as I see them, and try to remember, there's a lot of words. Maybe I'll do an A. I'm a snowflake, one of a kind. Ain't nobody else like me. I'm a snowflake, no two alike. I'm surrounded by diversity. Some people say we're gonna melt away. They don't know we're making plans. We're gonna organize, and when we open our eyes, we're gonna have ourselves an avalanche. So that's the chorus, if you wanna, you know what to do. Well, the GOP keeps telling me they're gonna make this country great, but a few of them have forgotten about the separation of church and state. Well, we learned about it back in elementary school. It's not a difficult thing to see that without it we could all be living inside somebody else's theocracy. I'm a snowflake, one of a kind. Ain't nobody else like me. I'm a snowflake, no two alike. I'm surrounded by diversity. Some people say we're gonna melt away. They don't know we're making plans. We're gonna organize, and when we open our eyes, we're gonna have ourselves an avalanche. Well, I've heard it said that the welfare state is the root of all evil today. Those lazy bums need to suck it up and get out and work for honest pay. But repeating a thing doesn't make it true. We all know where the problem lies. When 1% owns more of the wealth than everybody else combined. Well, the president wants to sell our parks and eliminate the EPA. Roll those regulations back and let the corporations have their way. But billionaires need to eat and breathe just the same as everyone. And if the crops all die and the oceans rise, their money won't help them none. I'm a snowflake, one of a kind. Ain't nobody else like me. I'm a snowflake, no two alike. I'm surrounded by diversity. Some people say we're gonna melt away. They don't know we're making plans. We're gonna organize, and when we open our eyes, we're gonna have ourselves an avalanche. There's one more thing that I'd like to say, just to set the record straight. Religious freedom doesn't guarantee your right to discriminate. I can marry whoever I want, and I've got the right to choose. So keep your laws off my body and out of my bed, and I'll do the same for you. I'm a snowflake, one of a kind. Ain't nobody else like me. This is your chance. I'm a snowflake, no two alike. I'm surrounded by diversity. Some people say we're gonna melt away. They don't know we're making plans. We're gonna organize, and when we open our eyes, we're gonna have ourselves an avalanche. We're gonna organize, and when we open our eyes, we're gonna have ourselves an avalanche. Thank you. All right, so now I'm going to do one of my sensitive artsy songs. I haven't done any of those. I mentioned, writing songs out of my dreams, and I feel like a lot of the deepest songs I write, I dream them, and then I wake up, and I like, wait, that's a song, and I write it down. And it's almost like I don't even know where it comes from. I almost feel like I didn't even write it. And that's kind of how this one was. I mentioned having a very churchy upbringing. And so all the stories and parables and the Bible stories, also tend to infiltrate the songs in some way. So this one, I think, it was infiltrated by the parable of the rock and the wise man that built his house upon the rock. And it was written at a really difficult time in my life, a difficult moment. And it's kind of about how making music is something that has always been redemptive and has helped me get through the tough times. So it's called Alchemy. Sometimes you can't believe what you see, and things are not what you'd hope they would be. You discover your house is not built upon the rock, and it seems that the rain won't stop. When the elements combine, earth and water, fire and air, in the center of the storm we find there's a stillness waiting there. And if I'm lost in the wild woods alone, no trail of breadcrumbs leading me home, and we're miles and years and a universe apart, will I still find you in my heart? And I got stuck inside a tune, a sad and fragile melody, but I remember that I could sing when you sang harmony to me. I've walked the labyrinth holding a string when I forgot all the spells I could sing. In the darkness I dove with the shadow of doubt till I followed the melody out. And when I finally heard your song, it was just like alchemy. You've been singing it all these years, but now it's like you're singing just to me. Thank you. Let's see. Put too many songs on the first set, so trying to figure out how to narrow it down. Okay, I'll do two more. Take a little break. But this is one. The melody for this was inspired by a tune by a fiddle player from down near, close to where my dad's from. A place called, my dad was from a place called Burnside, but this fiddler's from a place called Monticello. His name was Clyde Davenport. You know Clyde? All right. So this was inspired by a tune that he always played called Lazy John for the melody. But I wrote it about, I wrote words to it, different words, about making sorghum. So we grew up making sorghum, and we would grow a big crop of sorghum cane every year and cut it, plowed with the horses and cut it down with the horses. Cut it down and drug it on the sled with the horses, and then use the horse to turn the juicer. And it was just my favorite thing in life. And when I met my partner, we've been together 10 years now, and it was real early in our relationship, and I mentioned to him what a fond memory that was. And dang, the next thing he wasn't growing a big crop of sorghum, and we had some stir-offs. Our crop didn't turn out this year, but My tuner is turned upside down. I'm gonna do it by ear. Anyway, it's a fun process. As a kid, I loved it more than Christmas. And it's so much work. It's really hard work, and we do it with my partner and his dad, and it's really fun too, though. And it had another element of specialness, getting to do the process with him and grow it with him. And the kids love to eat the sorghum, and when you're cooking it down, you dip the stalk of the sorghum cane in, and you keep testing the molasses to see if it's done yet. Burning your tongue a lot in the process. Sorry, it's going to be better if I get it in tune, but I asked it to go from C tuning to standard tuning while there's a jet of cold air blowing on it.
Close counts with the banjo.
What's that?
It's the close counts with the banjo.
And this banjo, it's having a birthday this year. It turns 100. Happy birthday, banjo. It's a bacon banjo, so. All right. Somewhere around the end of May, get up early near the break of day. Plant your rows, make 'em good and long. Say a little prayer and sing a little song. Ain't nothing else I'd rather do than to raise a little cane with you. Underneath the Kentucky sun, work all day till the evening comes. Sorghum cane coming up in rows, just about the prettiest thing that grows. It don't get no better than this. Only thing sweeter is my true love's kiss. Cane gets ripe, no, sorry. Stand in the field in the summer heat. It's already at about 6 feet. Pull the weeds and hoe out the cane. Thank the Lord and bless the rain. Ain't nothing else I'd rather do than to raise a little cane with you. Underneath the Kentucky sun, work all day till the evening comes. Sorghum cane coming up in rows, just about the prettiest thing that grows. It don't get no better than this. Only thing sweeter is my true love's kiss. Cane gets ripe down in the fall. The juice is sweet and the stalks are tall. Squeeze the cane and the juice will run. Do a little work and have a little fun. Stir all day till the sun goes down. Cook the juice till it's good and brown. Grab your baby and your banjo too. Make your sweetest dreams come true. Ain't nothing else I'd rather do than to raise a little cane with you. Underneath the Kentucky sun, work all day till the evening comes. Sorghum cane coming up in rows, just about the prettiest thing that grows. It don't get no better than this. Only thing sweeter is my true love's kiss. So I'll do one more and we'll take a little break. That one and Alchemy are both on the Kentucky Queen album. And this one is on a album I made with a band that I play with sometimes called Zoe Speaks. This is called Give Me Some Sugar, which in my granny's talk that meant give me a kiss. Whenever we'd be leaving, she'd get up and go give your uncle give him some sugar and hug his neck. So I took that and turned it into a saucy little swingy tune. So, don't bring me flowers, don't bring me pearls. Those things might work on some other girls. Don't buy me diamonds or golden rings. I don't want them fancy trinkets that you bring. I don't want no perfume to make me stink. And I would not be caught dead in a mink. You wanna court me? I tell you how. Just give me some sugar now. Oh, lay it on me and make it stick. You can linger longer or you can make it quick. You're my sugar daddy, can't you see? So come in, pour some sugar on me. You know this song Material Girl by Madonna that came out when I was in like 4th or 5th grade, and I really hated that song. So in a way, this is kind of my anti-Material Girl song. It's like, don't give me any presents, please. At Christmas time, no need to stress over the color or size of my dress. Just wrap yourself in a big red bow and go stand underneath the mistletoe. Our anniversary ain't no big deal. I don't need no movie or no fancy meal. So save your pennies, come over here and give me some sugar, dear. I know I'm greedy for sugar on my lips, but at least this kind of sweetness won't go straight to my hips. You're the only sugar daddy, can't you see? For a sugar mama like me. Any trombone players out there? Just have to fake it. You know what I want from my mister. What? Well, I'm gonna tell ya. Say it, sister. A bus or a smook or a peck on the cheek makes me weak in the knees and light on my feet. You can give me a snog or a big basso like they do in England or Mexico. Kiss me naughty or kiss me nice. Give me one quick smooch or pucker up twice. I'll bat my eyes and play along, but please don't make me wait too long. Well, I know I'm greedy for sugar on my lips, but at least this kind of sweetness won't go straight to my hips. You're the only sugar daddy, can't you see? For a sugar mama like me. You wanna court me? I'll tell you how. Just give me some sugar right now. Thank you.
Carla Gover, everybody. We're going to take about a 10 or 15-minute break. As mentioned, there are CDs and merch over here, so please help yourself in a mailing list as well.
Oh, yes. If you join my mailing list, I do send my cornbread recipe from my granny. So.
I mean. So bathrooms are down the hall and on the left, and we'll be back in about 10, 15 minutes.
So far,
I know it don't sound like it, but my mother is from the south.
do you have to take it
My
by
brother
bill or?
split across four states in the south, Alabama, Louisiana.
It's really a small, you know, my grandparents
South
had
and
to do
Texas.
that.
Kentucky too?
I've been through Kentucky.
Oh,
I once visited a small town in Kentucky called Booger Hollow, Kentucky.
Booger Holler, I've never heard of that one.
Yeah, they wouldn't hear about it because it was, it had 70, population of 70.
Seven.
I'm not
got
kidding.
more living to do.
But this is, yeah.
Got more shows to come.
Counting one cool dog.
My bad.
But I just, that music,
I lost you
especially the
before,
banjo,
I
just
called my doctor.
brings that stuff. Okay?
A lot of people like. No,
Yeah, I just, 3 weeks ago, someone, I mean, it's beautiful.
no way to live, right?
That, yeah, that's okay.
No, it's not, really, you know.
Okay, everybody, we're going to get started with another set with Carla in just a minute, but I'm going to tell you about all the fantastic happenings at the Two-Way Street first. Thursday, we are having our high school and college-aged open mic. So if you know any young people, this is something that happened before the pandemic, and we're just now getting it started up again. So we're really excited for that. So if you know anybody, send them our way. The first one is Thursday the 24th. Next Friday we have Alexa Dawson. She's been here before. She's amazing. You're not going to want to miss that. On your table we have a whole bunch of flyers that tell us who's coming up in August. Andrew Calhoun. We have a great local artist showcase with Gia Dagenhart and Guitar Charlie. Owen Walsh, Trisha Alexander, Deirdre McCullough, and then at the end of the month we're having our Fifth Saturday's workshop with Bobcat Opossum. I'm questioning myself now. It's going to be singing and playing in harmony, and it's going to be great. So I'm super excited for that. Registration will be opening up probably in the next day or two. You can check it out on the website, twowaystreet.org. So without further, yes.
Don't forget Woodstock.
Oh, right. Oh, my gosh. Woodstock is Sunday. Don't forget. I almost forgot. Yeah, I know. And it was like, I didn't even bring it up because I was like, I'm going to remember that. And then I forgot. So, this Sunday, Woodstock. I think it's 12 to 6.
I'm going to play there too.
And Carla is going to.
Flatfooting workshop.
Nice. Fun. So, yes, don't forget about that. That's wonderful. It's one of the best festivals around. And with that, I think I'm finished. So let's welcome back Carla.
See if it stayed in tune. Well, I'll warm up with a vocal song. So a lot of the singing that I grew up with was a cappella in church, and also my grandparents, both on my mom's side, both sang a lot around the farm, around the house. And I loved that so much. I would get to stay with them as a child. And I feel really especially lucky because my mom, there were 11 kids in her family, and the other 10 of them moved after World War II to Ohio and Indiana and all the places where people were getting industrial jobs, and my mom and dad stayed in Kentucky. So I got to domineer the time of my grandparents, and I spent a lot of time with them. But they were both really great singers, but my granny was holiness and my grandfather was old regular, so they had kind of a mixed marriage. And at Granny's church, there could be instruments, there was tambourines and all kinds of stuff, and that was really great. But then at my grandfather's church, it was all that really soulful, no harmonies, just like one line, kind of unaccompanied singing. So sometimes I'll do one from different, I thought I'd do a little sample. This is one from my grandfather's church that he would sing about Jacob. When Jacob the pilgrim was weary by day, at night on a stone for a pillow he lay. He saw in a vision a ladder so high, the end reached the earth and the top touched the sky. Then the Lord said to Jacob, behold, I'm your God, and Abraham your father on this land he has trod. Your seed shall be scattered from east unto west. In this way all the families on earth shall be blessed. Hallelujah to Jesus who died on the tree to raise up this ladder of mercy for me. Press upwards, your prize is in view. A crown of bright glory is waiting for you. Thank you. It's my grandfather, Grover Cleveland Hudson. Well, my dad couldn't carry a tune in a bucket, as he was the first to say, so I got all the music from my mother's side. But there were some really good pickers from the community that my dad was from. Apart from Clyde Davenport, there was these two fellers called the Troxel Brothers. And this is one of their tunes. I couldn't do an evening of Appalachian music without doing a murder ballad, but I do not do any of the ones where the guy kills the girl. It's either the woman kills the man or the men kill each other, and that's what this one is. This was one of my granny's favorite murder ballads, but she told me that when she sang it, her mother would wash her mouth out with soap. And I always assumed just because it was a murder ballad, and come to find out it was because it mentions liquor at the end. Them boys probably wouldn't have been fighting if they hadn't been a-drinking. But it's called The Ballad of Wild Bill Jones. I started out for to take a little walk when I walked upon that Wild Bill Jones. He's a-walking, he's a-talking by my true lover's side, bidding for to leave her alone. Said his age was 21, too old to be controlled. I drew my pistol from my side, destroyed that poor boy's soul. He reeled and he stumbled and he fell to the ground, and he gave one dying moan. I throwed my arms around my true lover's neck, said, honey, you're left alone. For today's the last of that Wild Bill Jones, and tomorrow'll be the last of me. The sheriff, he overhauled me, and he marched me on down to the jail. I wrote my true love a letter, honey, come go my bail. My bail's $10,000, that's a debt I can never pay. She wrote me back a letter, said, honey, come home someday. Used to be a rambler, call me the rambling man. I used to be a gambler, call me the gambling man. Come all you rambling rounders, if you've got $1 for to spend, we'll get us some old corn whiskey, drinking will be our end. Thank you. So I'll do the title track off of the new Kentucky Queen album. And this one was really fun to record. I got my daughter and a bunch of the other women singers in Kentucky to come in and do kind of a chorus with me, because this song sort of it's tip of the hat to a lot of the mountain women that really inspired me as singers growing up, and just as women, as humans. But I added some little phrases in, from Lily Mae Ledford. She was the banjo picking girl from the new Coon Creek Girls, or from the Coon Creek, the original Coon Creek Girls. And then, Jean Ritchie was a mentor of mine, and I just kind of wanted to pay tribute to some of the Kentucky queens in my life. She'll sing your soul to salvation. She's the voice of the hillbilly nation. There's nothing like it in creation when she makes the mountains ring. On the day that you first hear her, you'll become a true believer. She's an Appalachian diva and a true Kentucky queen. It brings chill bumps on your arms, a tingle to your spine, a shiver to your body when she sings in the pines. First she's gentle as a river up and down a lonesome scale, then mournful as a coal train with an aching far-off wail. She's got coal dust in her blood and soup beans in her bowl, cornbread in her skillet and wisdom in her soul. If these mountains had a voice, it would sound a lot like hers. It can wrap you in compassion or convict you with a word. She'll sing your soul to salvation. She's the voice of the hillbilly nation. There's nothing like it in creation when she makes the mountains ring. On the day that you first hear her, you'll become a true believer. She's an Appalachian diva and a true Kentucky queen. So sing glory, hallelujah, or a lonesome lullaby. Make the preacher shout and holler, or an old coal miner cry. Sing the yelling and don't stop here, or that good old hook and line. Or I'm going around this world, baby mine. She'll pick a banjo on the porch, the tune as crooked as a creek. But when the fiddle starts to playing, she'll have to move her feet. But come morning, she'll be singing like a sparrow in a tree. She sings because she's happy. She sings because she's free. She'll sing your soul to salvation. She's the voice of the hillbilly nation. There's nothing like it in creation when she makes the mountains ring. On the day that you first hear her, you'll become a true believer. She's an Appalachian diva and a true Kentucky queen. In the pines, where the sun never shines, and you shiver when the cold wind blows. Thank you. All right. Well, somebody emailed me with a request to do this tune on Sunday at the Woodstock Folk Festival, so I'm going to practice on you guys. It's one that I wrote, but it's one of the ones I tend to forget the words a little bit. So this one, I got the idea from this Peggy Seeger song called B-Side. And it was kind of, I guess, sort of when the whole Me Too movement thing was happening. And I remembered this song that Peggy had written, which I always really loved. And it kind of, it's a song that asks men to imagine living with the threat of like physical violence all the time, like women have always had to do. And I grew up, in Eastern Kentucky where there's so many warning songs. There's all these ballads that start off with, young women, watch when you go walking at night, and you have to, basically, the message is you've got to do everything right in order to not get attacked. And we get that cultural message a lot. So this was this brilliant song, but I cannot sing like Peggy Seeger to save my life. And I kind of just took the idea and some of the words from the song, with her blessing, I messaged her about it, and rewrote it and added different words and turned it into like a ballad, like an Appalachian warning ballad style. So it's called Dangerous Women. I have to try to remember the words. Oh no, it slips a lot. Oh man, why is it doing that? I had my cousin is a luthier and I had him work on it. It tends to do that lately.
Tighten the screw in the end of the tuner. Tighten the screw in the end of the tuner.
It's not that. It's like something about how it winds. Yeah, I've tightened that sucker as much as it'll go. We're about there. I think it's gonna stay. Now I gotta get this guy. Gotta put it in sawmill. It's just not having a very happy night. I'm sorry, you guys. Come all ye fine young fellers, and a warning take by me. Be sure you shun night walking and forsake bad company. Look out, take care, beware, be careful what you do. For if something bad should happen, the blame it falls on you. You know that boys are made of sugar and spice, and girls of snails and puppy dog tails, and not a thing that's nice. And they turn into women with needs hard to control. So you must dress and act like prisoners on parole. Men, watch out, there's dangerous women about. Boys, take care, they could be anywhere. It's just the way God made them, it's the way of this old world. You mustn't tempt their nature, for girls will be girls. Cover up your legs and button up your shirt. For if you are attacked and you take the woman to court, the judges all are women who say you were asking for it. The lawyers all are women who say you were dressed for sport. And oh, what a crime, what an awful disgrace, to have to fear half of the human race. Men, for girls, there's no joke in this song. Boys, for women, it's gone on for too long. Could you bear as we do from beginning until end, to walk and live and love in fear of dangerous men? Thank you. I'm going to do a song that I wrote a long, long time ago when my oldest kids were little toddlers. And I was hanging out with my spiritual guru. He's from Eastern Kentucky. He's this Vietnam vet from Eastern Kentucky. He did 3 tours of duty in Vietnam and came back and almost lost his mind just from all the PTSD, but that put him on the spiritual path. And anyway, he's been a great teacher to me. But one of the things that we were talking about one day was, what is God? What is religion? And it's the thing whatever you think about all the time, it's what you worship. No matter what it is that you say you worship, what you put your attention on, that's what you're actually worshiping. And it just got me to thinking about, how much we kind of worship money in the United States. And that's what this song is called, Money's Our God. We work hard for what we've got. Seems like we just need a lot. The debts keep rising above our head. I wish that we could save instead. Say money's our God, makes our decisions. But if money's our God, I want a new religion. Daycare, carpool, traffic jam. Daddy's working late again. Our kids are raised by someone else. I'd rather be with them myself. Say money's our God, makes our decisions. But if money's our God, I want a new religion. I fall down on my bills and pray we'll get out of this debt someday. How much stuff do we think we need? Grandma would have called it greed. Tell me what we're working for. I never see you anymore. Say money's our God, it makes our decisions. But if money's our God, I want a new religion. Thank you. Okay, here we go. All right, so I'm going to try out another one of the hillbilly songs on you. This is the hillbillies love this one, I have to say, but I don't know. I don't know how it's going to land up here. So I already mentioned, give me some sugar is how you say that you want to kiss. Hug somebody's neck is what you, instead of saying give them a hug, it's like go hug, come here and hug my neck. I don't know why. That's what we say. And okay. So this was kind of just like all of my best life advice distilled into a song. And my intention was to make it something that can be a sing-along. So I need to print out lyrics really to hand out to you guys. But anyway, it's called Hug More Necks. Lose your mind a little, find your soul. Kick it right on out of gear and lose control. Don't waste your life staring at a little screen. Get a little dirty and wash your spirit clean. Fry more chicken, break more beans. Give more sugar, eat more greens, dance more jigs. Oh, what the heck. Make more cornbread and hug more necks. Don't fear the future, forget the past. Find someone to love and try to make it last. Show the ones you love you're loving 1,000 ways. Try to remember We're living in the good old days. Run more hounds, grow more maters, pick more banjo, dig more taters, drink more moonshine, have more sex, ride more horses, and hug more necks. Plant a little garden, it's been said before. Mind what's growing right out your front door. Find the things that make you come alive. You were born to do more than just survive. Fry more chicken, break more beans, give more sugar, eat more greens, dance more jigs. Oh, what the heck? Make more cornbread and hug more necks. Run more hounds, grow more maters, pick more banjo, love your haters, drink more moonshine, have more sex, ride more horses and hug more necks. Make more cornbread and hug more necks. Thank you. Really need to memorize that one. Try to get this banjo to keep cooperating with me here. Do another square dance tune from Eastern Kentucky. Black-eyed Susie went to town, all she wore was a gingham gown. Hey, little black-eyed Susie, jump back, little black-eyed Susie. Hey, little black-eyed Susie, hey. My old man is long and tall, sleeps in the kitchen with his legs in the hall. Hey, little black-eyed Susie, jump back, little black-eyed Susie. Hey, little black-eyed Susie, hey. Rain, come wet me, sun, come dry me. Look out, fellers, don't come nigh me. Hey, little black-eyed Susie, jump back, little black-eyed Susie. Hey, little black-eyed Susie, hey. Poor little pitty puss, poor little feller, poor little kitty puss died in the cellar. Hey, little black-eyed Susie, jump back, little black-eyed Susie. Hey, little black-eyed Susie, hey. Love my man, love my baby, love my biscuits sopped in gravy. Hey, little black-eyed Susie, jump back, little black-eyed Susie. Hey, little black-eyed Susie, jump back, little black-eyed Susie. Hey, little black-eyed Susie, hey. Oh my God. So this thing happened, like the string is popped out and the point of it is sticking out. So like every fourth chord, I was skewering my finger. So like the banjo is demanding a blood sacrifice tonight. I just watched my stepdaughter star in Little Shop of Horrors, where they feed the plant the blood, and it's kind of It's reminding me, I don't know what's going to happen to this banjo. I feel like it's turning into a vampire banjo. I want to play one more song on it, though, so I hope it'll cooperate. Well, just trying to decide which direction to steer this ship. You know, I could do something swingy, something political. What did I not get to last time? I'll swing it up a little bit. This is a song by the jazz artist from the Golden Age named Fats Waller. It's easy when you're from Kentucky to make it sound like Fats Waller. But I love this tune. It's one I recorded on the Gypsy Ways album. How'd you like a mansion in Manhattan, or a cozy cottage by the sea? How'd you like to dress in silk and satin? Baby, have a little dream on me. How'd you like to mingle with the smart set and invite the Vanderbilts to tea? Everything on which you've got your heart set. Baby, have a little dream on me. Paris in the spring, Miami in the fall, interviews and pictures in the press. What a way to speak on $20 a week. Don't forget that Rockefeller started out on less. Everything we touch will turn to clover in the magic land of what's to be. But until your mama puts it over, baby, have a little dream on me. Paris in the spring, Miami in the fall, interviews and pictures in the press. What a way to speak on $20 a week. Don't forget that Rockefeller started out on less. Everything we touch will turn to clover in the magic land of what's to be. But until your mama puts it over, skip that, baby, have a little dream on me. Thank you. Well, I had two idols when I was a kid, apart from my grandmother, actually. I have many sheroes, but I really love Loretta and Dolly. And it's funny, when I was 8 is when they made that film about Loretta Lynn, coal miner's daughter, and they came to my hometown and cast all the extras and all of her children. And so it was my friends that I went to school with. They got to play her children in that movie, and then the banjo player in the movie at the square dance and the fiddle player, that was the guy that taught me to play the banjo. So if you are ever watching that movie, they're the real deal, Lee Sexton. But I'm gonna do a Dolly song, not a Loretta song. Dolly was very good she's been very good to the poor of Appalachia, but she would come to Letcher County and perform and do benefits and whatnot throughout the 70s. So she's very extra beloved, just as much as in Tennessee. But I love this one. Back through the years I go wandering once again, back to the seasons of my youth. I recall a box of rags someone gave us, and how my mama put those rags to use. There were rags of many colors, and every piece was small, and I didn't have a coat, and it was way down in the fall. Mama sewed those rags together, sewing every piece with love. She made my coat of many colors that I was so proud of. And as she sewed, she told a story from the Bible she had read about a coat of many colors Joseph wore. And then she said, perhaps this coat will bring you good luck and happiness. And I just couldn't wait to wear it. Mama blessed it with a kiss. My coat of many colors that my mama made for me, made only from rags, but I wore it so proudly. And although we had no money, I was rich as I could be. In my coat of many colors my mama made for me. Now with patches on my breeches and holes in both my shoes and my coat of many colors, I hurried off to school just to find the others laughing and making fun of me. In my coat of many colors my mama made for me. Well, I did not understand it, for I felt I was rich, and I told them of the love my mama sewed in every stitch. And I told them all the story Mama told me while she sewed, and how my coat of many colors was worth more than all their clothes. They did not understand it, though I tried to make them see. One is only poor only if they choose to be. And although we had no money, I was rich as I could be. In my coat of many colors my mama made for me. In my coat of many colors my mama made just for me, just for me. Maybe I'll do one more on the banjo and then ask Joel to come up, and got a little something planned for you. So this song falls into the category of The Lady Doth Protest Too Much, Methinks. But it's a song called I Ain't a Bit Drunk. When she seen me coming, she wrung her hands and cried, said, yonder stands a booger man, oh, where'll I run and hide? I ain't a bit drunk, I ain't a bit drunk, I ain't a bit drunk, I'm just from Alabama, I ain't a bit, I mean just what I say. She hugged me and she kissed me, she called me sugar plum. She throwed her arms around me like vines around a gum. I ain't a bit drunk, I ain't a bit drunk, I ain't a bit drunk, I'm just from Alabama. I ain't a bit, I mean just what I say. She kissed me, she called me sugar plum. She throwed her arms around me, I thought my time had come. I ain't a bit drunk, I ain't a bit drunk, I ain't a bit drunk, I'm just from Alabama. I ain't a bit, I mean just what I say. Where'd you get your whiskey? Where'd you get your dram? I bought it from a moonshiner way down in Alabama. I ain't a bit drunk, drunk, drunk. I ain't a bit drunk, drunk, drunk. I ain't a bit drunk, drunk, drunk. I'm just from Alabama. I ain't a bit, I ain't a bit, I ain't a bit. I mean just what I say. I ain't a bit, I ain't a bit, I ain't a bit. I mean just what I say. All right, well, Joel has graciously agreed to come up and imitate a fiddler for me. I got my special clicky-clack shoes I'm going to put on, and so I love to do some flatfooting and clogging. I grew up doing this, and then I danced in this professional ensemble with a woman named Eileen Carson. She had a group called the Fiddle Puppet Dancers. They used to come up through here, and I danced with her footworks dancers. But I never could tell my granny that I learned this because dancing was of the devil. Banjos, she was fine with that. Dancing, no. The one leads to the other. But thank you all so much for coming out. We're going to have a big time Sunday. Please tell your friends if you know anybody that you think would like this style of music and a lot of other acts that'll be there on Sunday. But I'm just going to improvise. We've never really done this. And I like to improvise. It's not like a choreographed routine, but I'm going to try to listen and dance along with my feet.
Should we ask Carla for one more? And I want to make sure to thank our volunteers for the night. We have Chris at the counter, Joel doing sound, my name is Jennifer. This is an all-volunteer operation. We quite literally couldn't do without our volunteers. So another round of applause for Carla.
Thank you. And seriously, thanks. Thanks for making this happen. Thanks for volunteering your time. I've seen a lot of concert series like this sort of dropping like flies because I've been doing this a long time and in the last decade. So it's always just warms my heart that there are some that are keeping on chugging along. So tell your friends, bring another person next time because I think it's important to keep this kind of music alive, especially now more than ever. So, I had one picked out, but I'm just second guessing myself. Do you want to hear an a cappella tune or another banjo tune? Banjo. Banjo players. Oh my gosh, yeah, I think I got it bent backwards enough, but that was really painful. It was like definitely a show must go on kind of situation. So this is what happens when you learn how to play banjo. In eastern Kentucky, sitting around on the porch with old coal miners. But you also grow up come of age during the 80s. come home in the morning light, my mother says, when you gonna live your life right? Oh, mama dear, we're not the fortunate ones, and girls, they wanna have fun. Oh, girls just wanna have fun. The phone rings in the middle of the night. My father says, what you gonna do with your life? Oh, daddy dear, you know you're still number one, but girls, they wanna have fun. Oh, girls just wanna have, that's all they really want, some fun. When the working day is done, oh, girls, they wanna have fun. Oh, girls just wanna have fun. I'm gonna need you guys to sing along next time. Some boys take a beautiful girl and hide her away from the rest of the world. I want to be the one to walk in the sun, 'cause girls, they want to have fun. Oh, girls just want to have, that's all they really want, some fun. When the working day is done, oh, girls just want to have fun. Oh, girls just want to have fun. Thank you so much. I'd love to have you on my email list so I can keep in touch. Thank you.